To begin with, Prashanti, which is written, directed and anchored by Nalini Bhat. Madam Nalini is an out-of-state anchor, and GTV truly appreciates her contribution to this show with lovely stories of Satya Sai Baba. Let's meet Ms. Bhat's portrayal for this week.
Love is my form, truth is my breath, this is my food. Love is my form, truth is my breath, this is my food. Love is my form, truth is my breath, this is my food. Love is my form, truth is my breath.
We at Prashanti offer our humblest pranams at the most sacred lotus feet of Bhagwan Shri Satya Sai Baba. Welcome, brothers and sisters. This is Nalini. To write anyone's biography is not an easy task. Imagine having to write the biography of Bhagwan Shri Satya Sai Baba, who is the avatar incarnate. Unless Baba himself orchestrated that his story should reach his devotees, the stupendous task of chronicling Avatar's life would be impossible. So it was obvious that Swami was the invisible hand that held Kasturi's pen as he portrayed Baba's life in 4 volumes.
Sai is the journey's end. Pray, grant me the vision of thy kingdom within me. Assign me the work that is worship for thee.
Kasturi was so kind and loving and humble and articulate. Anything I say is going to not be up to who he really is.
Any idea how or why Baba chose him?
He was extremely intelligent, humble and compassionate. He was just innocence and surrender and service and love.
In his very first meeting, Baba assigned the task to Kasturi, saying, "After retiring from the university, stay with me. You can write my biography." Though Kasturi wrote the book in 1948, Baba did not permit him to publish it till 1960. If you publish a book about me now, people will think it's a fairy tale. Wait till the world is made ready to receive it. When the book was finally published, Baba said, "You might wonder why I permitted a book on my life. The joy in the devoted heart is the joy that pleases the Lord. The joy of the Lord is the reward that the devoted heart seeks." I responded to the prayer of devotees and allowed him to write it. The title Satyam Shivam Sundaram speaks of me as immanent in every one of you. Satyam or truth, Shivam or auspiciousness, and Sundaram or beauty is the real you. You are the soul which is entangled in the body, a wave playing on the ocean which is the Lord. Getting to know me through this book is part of the destiny of mankind. Each one of you has to be saved and will be saved. I shall not forsake even those who deny me, for I have come for all. The biography is replete with anecdotes of Sri Baba's life from his birth to the year 1980. Professor Kasturi sanctified his life, offering this garland of Baba's leelas and life at his lotus feet. How was Professor Kasturi able to give such an authentic account? He himself says, "I had the great good fortune of mingling with many of his devotees who have had long and close associations with him. I have availed myself of every opportunity of witnessing his divine power. Baba is an open book with no mystery or pomp about him. Everyone can approach him and secure his grace." A question arises in our minds. How can anyone claim to understand the phenomenon that Baba was through books and biographies? Here is what Baba said.
One of the visitors to Prashanti said, "Are there any books on Swami?" And he submitted saying, no sir, there are no books on Swami. A short while later, Swami summons Professor Kasturi to his room. What did that man ask you? So he says, Swami, he asked me if there are any books on you. So what did you tell him? I told him there are no books. You should have told him, Swami cannot be understood by books. The avatar is the riddle, the avatar is the answer. It's meant to be experienced, not understood.
Those who want pearls must dive deep into the ocean to get them, and not dabble in shallow waters proclaiming that the sea holds no treasures. Satyam Shivam Sundaram is an ocean which helps devotees to dive deep and collect the most precious pearls of wisdom. It is a beacon light illuminating the minds of earnest spiritual seekers, shining forth in million hearts as million lights for generations to come. Thank you for watching Prashanti. Jai Sai Ram.
Let's begin this hour off with an inside story of Satya Sai Baba. This will be orchestrated by Nalini Bhat, who is an out-of-town anchor. Let's see her review for this week.
Love is my form, truth is my breath, this is my food. Love is my form, truth is my breath, this is my food. Love is my form, truth is my breath, this is my food.
We at Prashanti offer our humblest pranams at the most sacred lotus feet of Bhagwan Shri Satya Sai Baba. Welcome brothers and sisters, this is Nalini. My task comprises of protection of Vedas, fostering of Vedic scholars and the establishment of righteousness, declared Baba. I have come for that very purpose, Vedic revival. It shall be done and the world will share the joy and the light of it. Today, we will show you how Baba fostered Vedic tradition by conducting yajnas or the ceremonial ritualistic offerings to the divine. Vedas are the most sacred revelations from God Himself, the wisdom and knowledge concerning the nature of the divine, by the practice of which one can attain self-realization, were heard by ancient sages in deep meditation. These eternal truths were then passed on from generation to generation orally. Due to the continuous onslaught of foreign influences, the imprints of Vedas were fast disappearing from the fabric of Indian culture. Scholars were struggling to keep the flag of Vedic learning flying. Mockery of Vedic rituals and the adoption of Western lifestyle were threatening to shake up the very roots of Hindu culture. It was in this scenario that Sri Baba, whose mission it was to revive the ancient scriptures, started the Vedic ritual of the fire sacrifice called Veda Purusha Saptaha Yajna. Yajna literally means worship or offering. It is a process of invoking a sacred fire for cleansing oneself and the environment. The priests offer items such as grains, ghee, and herbs to the sacred fire as symbolic offerings to God, believed to be carried by the fire to the gods. The gods in return granted boons and benedictions. Vedic scholars had discovered that the fire ritual purifies the environment. Heal the atmosphere and the healed atmosphere will heal you. The electromagnetic waves generated during the ritual help in transmitting the sonic signals stored in the mantras chanted during the fire ritual. The yajna is typically performed for 7 days. The number 7 has a special significance in creation. There are said to be 7 worlds, the 7 sages, the 7 seas, the 7 colors of the sun's ray, and so on. If these are worshipped as symbols of the divine, awareness of the divine arises. By performing the yajna for 7 days, according to Vedic injunctions, man can get rid of the 7 veils of ignorance, ascend the 7 stages of spiritual knowledge, and achieve liberation. The first yajna, called the Veda Purusha Saptaha, took place in 1961 during the auspicious time of Navaratri, the 9 days of festivities of the Divine Mother. A remote village such as Puttaparthi, coming alive with a congregation of hundreds of erudite scholars, created history in the annals of Vedic tradition. Bhagwan Baba's daily discourses were truly the highlight of the event. In these discourses, Shri Baba brought the intricate and rarefied knowledge of the Vedas to ordinary people. The mantras chanted here have mixed in the air and spread to the entire universe, the sacred sounds entering our hearts and purifying them. Baba said. The yajna concluded with a grand darshan of Swami reclining on the serpent-shaped couch gifted by a devotee after she had a dream of Baba as the Lord Vishnu reclining on Adishesha, the divine serpent. The 30th of September 2011 was a historic day as it marked the completion of 50 golden years since the first yajna took place in 1961. In 1963, Baba started the All India Academy of Vedic Scholars to awaken humanity to lead a righteous life based on principles rooted in ancient scriptures. The world is a parched desert, Baba said, calling out for rain. This academy will give each thirsty mouth a cup of solace and strength from the well of the Vedas. Indeed, the tradition of Vedic yajnas and the accompanying lectures went a long way in diffusing the fragrance of Vedas, the oldest of the scriptures known to mankind, to the eager hearts of the aspirants. Thank you for watching Prashanti. Jai Sai Ram.
Let's head on over to our very first segment called Prashanti. That's a beautiful segment and well admired by all. The anchor here is Nalini Bhat, who is now getting ready to orchestrate the beautiful stories of Satya Sai Baba. Come on close, let's take a look.
Love is my form, truth is my breath, this is my food. Love is my form, truth is my breath, this is my food. Love is my form, truth is my breath, this is my food. Love is my form, truth is my breath.
We at Prashanti offer our humblest pranams at the most sacred lotus feet of Bhagwan Shri Satya Sai Baba. Welcome, brothers and sisters. This is Nalini. We have seen that Shri Baba lived every day of his life with the sole purpose of awakening humanity to a higher consciousness. What does he want from his devotees? Not the customary offerings of fruit, flower, water, and leaf. Instead, offer him truth, righteousness, love, and peace, or at least one of these 4, or just the attempt to offer one of these 4 would please Shri Baba.
Why does God manifest as an avatar?
In the Gita, Krishna has declared, God comes out of his motherly love for his children to allow them to love him and make him a part of their life.
That is it. Yes. Omnipotence is a shining hue of his divine aura we adore. His name, message, compassion has inspired devotion of supreme sublimity. To make us lovers of God is the purpose of an avatar. What does Swami seek in a devotee? Friends, let us pledge to serve the Lord and assist him in his quest.
Swami, we hereby vow, we will go forth in all directions the sun's rays kiss. We will search every land, race, and echelon. We, your crusaders, will bring before you the true devotee, in search of whom your quest seems to have meandered into weary disappointment.
Where do we look for that devotee who will be the warmth of our Lord's heart? Should we look for him in this sacred land of Bharat? Or in the cradle of Western cultures? Will there be a halo around the head? Or will the feet walk without touching the ground?
The true devotee must be the one who sings his praises every day, or chants Vedas dawn and dusk. He must be a bhajan singer in Prashanti. The true devotee must be one who in his worship spends most of the day. Let us search for that true devotee amongst those that spent years with him. Closeness is a sure sign of devotion.
Haven't you heard Bhagwan say, the frogs that live in the same water as the lotus live out their lives without tasting the nectar? Could just being around him be a mark of devotion? Arjuna, close as a friend to Lord Krishna, asked him once the question whose answer you clamor for.
You attract all those who come to you. One glance at your sweet countenance, and they are ready to open the altar of their hearts. There are so many who have got the blessing of your proximity. Who among them is the dearest to you?
There are 3 types of devotees. One is like this pebble that lies in the riverbed for years. Break it open and you will find dryness. Water around has remained only around and never seeped inside. The second type is like this cloth. When dipped in the river, it soaks up the water. Remove from water and put it in the sun. It returns to its native state of dryness. The third and the best is like the sugar candy. Throw it into the water. It draws the water within and slowly melts away, ceasing to be itself, giving up a distinct existence. When such a devotee enters my heart, I feel fulfilled.
That is devotion supreme. We will not let fade the lamp of love you lit in our hearts. We will feed it with selflessness and protect it with righteousness.
We will search and discover that devotee from within.
When the mind obeys the whims of the senses, you are bound. When the mind obeys the warnings of its master, the intellect or the reason, you are saved. Train the mind to heed the warnings of the intellect and not follow the vagaries of the mind, said Baba. More next time. Thank you for watching Prashanti. Jai Sai Ram.
Let's start off with Prashanti to be orchestrated here by a close to my heart friend Nalini Bhat. Mrs. Bhat is a devotee of Bhagwan Satya Sai Baba, and hence we all get to enjoy her devotional moments here on Fox 5+. From her devotional series this month, let us now view her very first one. Stay tuned.
Love is my form, truth is my breath, bliss is my food. Love is my form, truth is my breath, bliss is my food. Love is my form, truth is my breath, bliss is my food. Love is my form, truth is my
We at Prashanti offer our humblest pranams at the most sacred lotus feet of Bhagwan Shri Satya Sai Baba. Welcome brothers and sisters, this is Nalini. We brought you previously on Prashanti, Shri Baba's main ashram at Puttaparthi, Prashanti Nilayam. Today, let us visit his second ashram at Whitefield, Bangalore. Bangalore was one of the first places which became sacred with Baba's early visits outside of Puttaparthi. Whitefield, on the outskirts of Bangalore, bagged the good fortune of receiving Baba and providing the ashram at Whitefield, which was named Brindavan. Brindavan is very close to my heart because our family and myself had great opportunities of seeing Baba many times as Balvika's students, and we received his blessings in abundance. So it is with blissful, nostalgic feelings that we bring you Brindavanam, Baba's second ashram at Whitefield, Bangalore. It is said that Baba was a strict parent, teacher and a disciplinarian at Prashanti Nilayam, but he was playful, jovial and friendly at Brindavan. Bhagavan once mentioned that Puttaparthi was more like his office and Brindavan his home. In those early years, Brindavan was a beautiful, joyful place with thousands of orange and fiery red blossoms swinging on the trees, the deer prancing around, the mystical tree under which Baba gave darshan, and the devotees sitting pining for the Lord like gopas and gopis.
Bangalore in South India has been drenched with the delight of divine residence ever since Bhagavan Shri Satya Sai Baba first set foot on its soil in 1944. In 1958, Baba visited Whitefield, a small town outside Bangalore. In 1960, Baba purchased a place called Nandanavanam, a serene garden set amidst sylvan surroundings and a small cottage. A wealthy family owned a large plot of land with a bungalow near Whitefield was dotted with evergreen trees, a beautiful pond, and a fountain. It was called Mohan Palace. The family offered Mohan Palace to Lord Mohana himself. In the spring of 1964, Baba formally established his second abode in Whitefield, Brindavan, the holy playground for the eternal child Sai Krishna. Swami appears to be floating down the walkway from his bungalow into the dappled shade of these sacred trees. All cares drop away. In the 1960s, a small metal roof shed was built around the giant tree, the Sairam Shed. Brindavan also became a launching pad for the Avatar's plan to rejuvenate the ancient culture. The Satya Sai Men's College was established in Brindavan in the year 1969. In 1972, Swami organized a summer course in Indian culture and spirituality, attracting youth from all over India. Brindavan had become a new laboratory for launching the Satya Sai era of education. Baba became the Divine Mother, coursing his way among the hungry seekers, fulfilling prayers, nurturing souls.
Come one, come all. See in me yourself, for I see myself in all of you. You are my life, my breath, my soul.
Hearts transformed, lives rejuvenated. Swami further enhanced the sacredness of these Brindavan grounds by deciding to install a statue of Krishna under the Sairam Shed. What a thrill it was to see Sai Krishna giving his meticulous attention to decorate that statue of Krishna.
This Brindavan is a unique and sacred place. Here and now, in this very Brindavan, lives Krishna himself. Swami's wish is that you will make your heart a true Brindavan, where the Lord can reside in it forever.
Swami may leave us momentarily from the tree in Brindavan, but the Swami in the Brindavan of our hearts will never leave.
It was in this sylvan Brindavan that Shri Baba drew devotees from all over the world with the golden cord of his divine love. Thank you for watching Prashanti. Jai Sai Ram.
So stay tuned and let's say ready, get set and view Prashanti, which is written and voiced here by Nalini Bhat. Madam Nalini is gracious to feature stories of Satya Sai Baba. Come on close, let's take a look.
Love is my form, truth is my breath, this is my food. Love is my form, truth is my breath, this is my food. Love is my form, truth is my breath, this is my food.
dear Prashanti, offer our humblest pranams at the most sacred lotus feet of Bhagwan Shri Satya Sai Baba. Welcome, brothers and sisters. This is Nalini. In the previous episode, we brought you the Brindavan ashram of Bhagwan Shri Satya Sai Baba in Bangalore. The actual residence where Baba stayed inside the ashram was simply called the bungalow. This bungalow was demolished in the early 1980s, and a beautiful lotus-shaped construction came into existence in 1984. Shri Baba named it Trai Brindavan. Let's hear the exciting story of Trai Brindavan.
There is a secret about this edifice. Everything about this architecture is a multiple of 9. On the first floor, you have 9 rooms. The inside atrium measures 18 feet. The lotuses on the top are 18 and the outer diameter of the building is 54 feet. Bhagwan gifted this beautiful Trai Brindavan to humanity on April 26, 1984. Prior to this, there was a building referred to as the Old Bungalow. Swami started staying in the Old Bungalow since 1964. The Rajmata of Navanagar, an ardent devotee of Bhagwan, would go to Bhagwan and say, "You need a new structure." Swami never allowed her to proceed. She continued to pray from the 60s up to early 80s, and finally, Swami consented. Mr. Vimalanathan had the unique opportunity of the demolition process of the Old Bungalow. So how was that experience, sir?
Devastating. For 10 long years, from 69 to 79, my wife and I were begging Swami to allow us to be with him. Swami said, nothing doing. Ultimately, in 80s, Swami said, come. Before he could change his mind, resigned my job, landed in Whitefield. 12 long years from the day we started pestering him.
Yes.
Swami spoke those bombshell words, demolish this building. We got a demolition squad. So we told them, this is just not a building. This is a mandir.
It's a temple.
We are going to bring it down one brick by one brick. They were ready to do it. They didn't unnecessarily break the bricks.
Oh. Every brick came out as a unit.
Now we'll go inside. Rajmata came to know that some talk about Swami's room. So she brought her treasure chest of nothing other than gold fitting, everything gold. She wanted to give a jacuzzi to Swami. Swami said no jacuzzi and all that. So she said gold plated nozzle. Swami said, I don't want that. She said a bathtub, nothing. And everything, no. Finally, he settled for a standard wash basin. I don't remember now whether there was a shower also or 2 taps, whether they were not gold plated tap, chromium tap. One for hot water, one for cold water, and a bucket. That's all. We wanted him to have a king-size bed. He said, no. You saw my frame, how frail it is. Why should I need such a big thing? So we gave him a queen. No air conditioner. Just one rickety fan. It brought tears into our eyes. Swami says, my life is my message. We are seeing it in action. Simplicity, thy name is Sai Baba. Swami lived what he taught.
Bhagwan considered different names, Satyam, Shivam, Sundaram. But Bhagwan had already christened his abode in Mumbai as Satyadeep. In the 70s, Swami gifted the people of Hyderabad Shivam. As the 80s began, Bhagwan unfurled Sundaram in Chennai. When this building was inaugurated in 1984, Swami pronounced, this new temple will be called Trai. Trai means 3. It is the confluence of Satyam, Shivam, Sundaram. It has the lotus petal charm of Satyam in Dharmakshetra. Inside it, you have the lingam, like the abode of Bhagwan. In Shivam, like Sundaram, it is alluring to look at. It pulsates with the spirit of selflessness and sacrifice. Trai is the home of our beloved Mother Sai.
For the Brindavan college students of Swami, the very word Trai is a magic word which recreates scenes not witnessed since the boyhood days of Lord Krishna. Swami used to have what are called Trai sessions, where the students got to interact with Swami from close quarters. We had the great good fortune of actually witnessing the evening puja performed inside the Trai Brindavan in 2018. It was simply Shri Baba's abundant grace that was conferred on us. Thank you for watching Prashanti. Jai Sai Ram.
Let's commence with a favorite segment of millions of our viewers, and that is Prashanti. Prashanti is a proud presentation of Nalini Bhat, who is an out-of-state anchor. Many thanks to her for contributing and giving back to the community. Anyway, here she is with Prashanti.
Love is my form, truth is my breath, this is my food. Love is my form, truth is my breath, this is my food. Love is my form, truth is my breath, this is my food. Love is my form, truth is my
We at Prashanti offer our humblest pranams at the most sacred lotus feet of Bhagwan Shri Satya Sai Baba. Welcome brothers and sisters, this is Nalini. We are celebrating Bhagwan Shri Satya Sai Baba's 95th birthday on Prashanti today. For the avatar who has no birth or death, how can one day be ascribed as birthday? Shri Baba always said, the day divinity is born in your hearts is my birthday, urging the people and the devotees to transform and make their lives divine. Nevertheless, devotees begged him to let them celebrate his birthday, and Baba acceded to their pleadings. Since then, Bhagwan's birthdays have become a great platform for launching his phenomenal humanitarian activities.
He provided fresh drinking water to over 1,000 villages. The poorest of the poor now know that he is there to care for them. He built temples of healing, bringing modern medicine to those who needed it most. He built schools, universities. He built character in generations of young men and women. He is Shri Satya Sai Baba. His life is his message, and his message is love.
I have rarely seen a hospital so magnificent, so grand as this one.
The Shri Satya Sai super specialty hospitals are places of peace and tranquility. These medical services are provided absolutely free. Baba's presence is an inspiration, lending a unique healing grace. Education here is not meant merely for informing students, but for transforming them.
I congratulate the young graduates.
With its presence in over 170 countries, the Shri Satya Sai organization is bringing his message of love to millions. His message transforms, for it is universal.
What is it that attracts people to Sai Baba? What is this magnet which pulls people of all castes and religions from all corners of the world? What makes people sit on the floor for hours just to get a glimpse of this God-man? It is obvious that Baba has some priceless treasure to offer, the treasure which they are craving for lifetimes. It is the treasure called love, love of 1,000 mothers. If you have gathered here, it is my love only that has brought you. The fact that I deserve the love of so many in the world is the true divinity. I love everyone. There is power in this magnet, but there is rust and dust in the iron filings. Remove the dust and rust, you will be drawn to the magnet. What is this rust and dust? They are the sense pleasures, likes and dislikes. Once you get rid of these negative tendencies and cultivate love in your hearts, wherever you are mine and I am yours. You may be in the forest or in the deep sea. Sai will come to your rescue. Keep your hearts pure. Redeem your life. My main message today is to transform your heart so that it is full of love. You may have noticed that in Prashanti Nilayam, you are not allowed to offer even a flower or a coconut. Nothing is allowed here but love. Foreigners greet me saying, "Happy birthday." Since you are not always happy, I wish you happiness. Be happy, healthy, and distribute this gift of love. For the devotees who attend Shri Baba's birthday celebrations, they have to keep on reminding themselves whose birthday is it really? Because on your birthday, people give you presents. But on Baba's birthday, nobody is giving him presents. Instead, he is the one who is raining gifts on the devotees. That is Baba, giving, giving, and giving. Happy birthday, beloved Baba. Thank you, brothers and sisters, for joining in the celebrations of Bhagwan's 95th birthday. Jai Sai Ram.